how did you get into Army, chiropractor? How did those things mix?
Yeah, kind of a reverse of what you'd usually think of as like a career path or like where you go after high school. But went to college at UNI, got my biology degree, and then went on the path towards being a chiropractor, kind of the family business. Both my parents are chiropractors. And I got through chiropractic school and just felt like I was being called somewhere else. And I didn't know exactly what that meant for me. But I started praying about it and thinking, I just realized God was calling me to military service. And it didn't really make sense to anyone at the time. My parents thought it was a terrible idea. I had my doctorate in chiropractic, and they said, hey, you're going to go be a chiropractor. That's what you're going to do. And I said, I think I'm being called somewhere else. So my wife, Jess, was very supportive and told me just to go for it. So next thing you know, I'm enlisting in the Army, going down to Fort Benning, Georgia, doing the whole thing, training for 11 months in the Army. But
so you got all the way through college, all the way through your doctorate program, and totally switched paths.
Yeah, I started looking around at veterans and people in the Army and realized that I could give something. I thought God was telling me to go do that, so that's what we did.
Yeah, cool. So where did you go right out of college? So where was basic? So you went into basic, is that right?
Yep. I was still in chiropractic school up in Minnesota, and I was talking to a recruiter in Minnesota, and he got it set up for me. And right after graduation, right after the ceremony, I went down to Fort Benning, Georgia for basic training and infantry training.
Gotcha. Yeah. What was that process like?
Oh man, that's interesting. It's kind of like everything's taken from you, and they just train you to be a soldier. So they have 22 weeks with you at basic training, just to show you all the stuff with the Army and kind of just make you fit the mold for a soldier. But after that, I went to Ranger selection, and then things kind of picked up into high gear there. And didn't take long for people to realize that I was a chiropractor, because I'd find some friends who were in aches and pains, and they'd kind of been bumped and bruised. And I was like, hey, don't tell anyone, but I can do some adjustments, chiropractically speaking, that'll help you out. And the next thing you know, I've got people yelling for me and got lines out the door late at night just to get adjustments. But yeah.
Out the door, at the barracks door?
Barracks, tents, out in the field, wherever. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So what was the big difference between basic training and Ranger selection?
Basic is just for anyone coming into the military. So anyone coming in the Army goes through basic training. So you get like your basic infantry skills, basic tactics, kind of the indoctrination period and process. And then if you have the contract for it, if you want to volunteer for it, you go off to a Ranger selection. And so you go to the RASP program, where they can just fine-tune, filter down who they want. A lot of weeks spent doing push-ups, sit-ups, and running around and getting woken up in the middle of the night. It's a crazy time. But they start with about 160 people and whittle down to about 60 after 8 weeks.
Wow.
And it's a tough selection for sure.
Yeah.
But definitely rewarding to be a part of that group.
So then what responsibilities does that group have versus regular soldiers?
Yeah, so the Ranger Regiment is a part of the Special Operations. And so what they do is kind of a little more specialized types of mission sets or training. They do the airborne stuff. They do vehicle stuff. They do like raid tactics. So they're kind of just the elite force they put forward if they want to go do something specialized, I guess. So got a lot of meet really cool people and be a part of some cool things. Yeah.
Yeah. So how many tours did you, just the one or?
2 deployments.
2 deployments?
Yep.
Where did you go after? So was that after then Ranger selection?
Yes. Yeah. So RASP, and then you get put in your station. So I was up in Washington State. I was there for a couple of years, and then we got our deployment. So we went to the Middle East, and again, didn't take long for people to realize there was a chiropractor in the fort, or the little fort operating base or whatever. And next thing you know, I've got a sign outside of my tent that says "Call for a chiropractic adjustment." And there's no good table out there for me to use at all. So I talked to some of the Navy construction guys out there, and they let me use some of the spare wood they had. So I used a drill and a saw, and I built a little chiropractic table out in the desert. And it was pretty popular out there.
That's awesome. So you were the unofficial chiro of the group.
I would have loved to have been the official chiropractor, but just on an unofficial basis. Yeah.